My video for the 15th of September 2019 is video number 3208. The title is Feeling the Effects of an Emotional Yo-Yo. I'm sure we each have our triggers, our escape strategies, and our convictions. They are not the same for everyone, even though they may be similar. I continue to wrestle with my personal demons as I face the challenges in my life. Dancing used to be an enjoyable exercise, but when I went out last night, I left in less than an hour. Of course, I was sitting at a large table all by myself, and there did not seem to be anyone there to dance with. I did invite my previous dance partner, but she has a new circle of friends and is never available for dancing, walks in the park, or any other activity we enjoyed in the past. Earlier in the day, I had a nice conversation with an old friend. Yet within hours, I transitioned from feeling pretty good to a glum state of mind. Of course, I meditate, observing my thoughts and feelings, and feeling my feelings. I wondered, why does it say that? Because I didn't read it right. I even pray. Lately, I even watch TV, muting the commercials. I'm sure many are in similar straits, although they might be better described as crookeds. I know that's not a word, but it works for now. Just making up a word put a temporary smile on my face. I can surely relate to those who cry out, "Stop the world, I want to get off." Indeed. Uh, After I had that nice conversation, I watched another video in which it was suggested that it really doesn't matter what we do in this life. We all will go to heaven because this life is just an experiment on the part of God, and there is no such thing as justice. Uh, there is no such thing as accountability for our actions because it's just a game to God. That that idea immediately throws me into the doldrums. Now, I think on one of my previous videos, I misspoke. Uh, I was in two different groups in the past couple of weeks, I guess now, in which individuals expressed support for political candidates. Uh, of course, the most recent one was an expression of Bernie Sanders, who was the junior senator from Vermont, a Democrat. And the other one earlier was Elizabeth Warren, who was the senior senator, Democrat from Massachusetts, both, of course, New England people. And New Hampshire is probably the most conservative of the New England states. It's where I lived at one point in time. But as I said in the blurb, I'm like on an emotional yo-yo. Uh, things, I think about things, and you're supposed to just, when you meditate, just let the thoughts go by, just observe them and let them go. I have trouble letting some things go. And my prayers seem to go no further than the ceiling, although I am appreciative that they took down the tropical storm warning that they had for my area. They totally erased it because it was moving out to sea much quicker than they had at first anticipated. In any case, uh, I have friends that share situations with me that are very troubling for them. And again, we're all in this emotional yo-yo thing where we have all sorts of different ideas coming at us. Some of them seem hopeful, some of them seemed very depressing. I can't go in, and I don't want to go into details about other people's lives because that's not for me to do. But for me, it's been a challenge to continue to make my daily videos. You don't know how many times I've wanted to simply throw in the towel. Uh, and I get encouraged. I get a lot of response when I talk about that on videos. I get no response when I make a more uplifting video. When I make a negative video, I get lots of comments on Facebook and YouTube and support from some, criticism from others. Um, but lots of comments. When I make my normal videos, no, hardly anybody comments at all. Sometimes nobody comments, and I get a few people that put likes out there regularly, uh, but I don't get anywhere close to the response I got at one time. And this is another thing that creates this emotional yo-yo effect of, when I'm excited about something, other people aren't. When I'm depressed, then people come on board to help, in some cases, as I said, bolster me up. But it's a challenge. It's such a hard situation. Day in and day out, I feel like I'm, again, riding on an emotional roller coaster. And there are times I would like to just stop the world. And certainly, if this reincarnation thing is ever offered to me again, I don't want anything to do with it. Nothing at all. I do not want to ever come back. And in fact, I don't want to be. Life is too stressful and too uh, emotionally distressing to even consider. I mean, it's such an insane world that we live in. And some of these people are saying, well, Earth is the only place in the universe that has the exact parameters to support life, well, which I think is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. But I had somebody send me a video. Again, that was one of the ones I got today from the 700 Club, no less, of a scientist uh, making the claim that Earth is the only place in all of creation that supports life. This is the unique planet. Crazy, 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 crazy. But regardless of the insanity, it's draining, emotionally draining for a lot of us. Some of my friends, and myself included. And quite honestly, I don't know how to continue. And yet, if I stop making the videos, what am I going to do? What would be next? I don't want to just die, and I'm certainly not going to kill myself. But I don't like being here. I don't enjoy life anymore. The dancing and the things that I used to have as an enjoyment, they've gone. The music that I used to go listen to, my son's band is on a sabbatical, training a new musician part of the band since one of their older, the youngest guy, but had been with them previously. He up and left, and so even the things that I've done for my socialization, that's all been stripped away. And so I go for my walks, I make my videos. I go for my walks, I make my videos, and there's pretty much nothing else. And it's boring. So I thank you that have hung in there with me. And I appreciate those of you that pray for me. As for trying to convince me that God is loving, forget it. I'll believe God is loving when we see the kingdom of heaven manifest on earth. Until then, God is not loving or allowing what has been taking place for so long with no remedy. Thank you, folks, for listening, and namaste.